Today I want to discuss with you something that most people would think I have no clue about, but I tend to know a little thing about it, a little thing or two. Today I want to discuss a woman's monthly cycle and the emotions that are attributed to her cycle. Now, one of the things I want to say to guys, because it's so important that guys get this. When a woman does not feel loved during her period of ovulating, that window, that 5 day, 3 to 5 day window, she can forget all the good things. It's as though she goes through temporary amnesia. She can forget all the good things that you have ever done for her because at that point her hormones are raging. I wanted to put this disclaimer out there from the get-go so that we understand as men the foundation of why women react the way they do. And it's so important that we get that clear, because if we don't get it right during that window is the period where a woman is open, her heart is open to bond. Have you ever done something to a woman and she doesn't want to have sex with you? Or not make her feel a particular way and she doesn't want to be intimate with you? That's when her heart is closed. So most times her heart is kind of open, kind of closed. Now during this window, it's the point where if her heart is not open, you can get it open. And if it's open, then you can take your love to a deeper level. And I think we all would want that. So with regards to women especially, it's a very tricky thing. And a lot of people a lot of guys, even myself for a number of years, felt that it's impossible to just know what a woman is about and love a woman. But over time, I've grown to understand that I quite frankly really enjoy women because something or someone who is this complex means they're fascinating to me. So when I see the reactions now, the behaviors now, it's intriguing to me at least. I guess it's because I have a tendency to understand a lot more than I did before, so it's no longer frustrating but amazing to me. With regards to a woman's cycle, it's broken up into 4 parts. It's the period, or that window of menstruation. Then you have that period just after, which is about 5 days. Now, a period is supposed to be about 6-7 days. If your period is between 3 and 4 days, there is a problem. And so you need to look at that very seriously because there is something wrong. Either there's fibroids, there is a destabilization in your hormone balance, you're too much on your male side or in your masculine frame, you have closed off your level of estrogen that you're supposed to actually have. Because a woman is supposed to have 10 times more estrogen in her blood than a man, and a man is supposed to have 10 times more testosterone in his blood than a woman. So if that is happening, there is something wrong. Go and check it out. I don't care what doctors say. It's not a medical problem. Do not take any tablets or any artificial estrogen or hormones to get it balanced. Look at what is going on, do some research, and do some natural things to get it balanced. And a lot of times, between men not leading and men not being open to understanding and listening to their partner, it tends to affect that as well. So when a woman is trying to purge when she comes home and she's talking and we just want to break open the conversation, and we get why that happens. That happens simply because we are trying to solve a problem. That's how we are wired as men, to de-stress. So we are trying to break the stress immediately. But a woman is opposite to us. And so she's not seeking for you to break anything. She just wants you to shut up and listen. So I'm saying all of that because it's very important, and these are the things that affect women and partners and the polarity of the relationship during that cycle. So when you go through that period, she just wants your support. She's going to do a lot of things for you during that period, but her hormones are all flatlining, so to speak. That 5 day after her period is when her hormones are now trying to stabilize and increase because she's going into a period where she needs intimacy. So all the hormones that are operating that are mainly responsible, because dopamine is already there. That's why you're in a relationship. But the oxytocin can be triggered based on how you behave with her. Her estrogen, testosterone, and progesterone are all rising. Her progesterone is to create stability, but also to create that passion. Her estrogen is what gets her to be in the mood for sex, and her testosterone is desire, and that is what increases her libido. So all of those are rising. Her heart is actually open at this point for you to penetrate it. And I'm not talking only about sexually, I'm talking about in every aspect, in every single aspect. I once dated a girl who, during this period, she would approach me with her arms wide open, sort of like a child who wanted me to lift her up. And I didn't get it at that time. So every time she came to me like that during this period, I used to be saying, "What happened? What do you want? You're not a baby." And I didn't get it. I was strong enough to lift her up, and I was definitely able to embrace her. But what I did, made a stupid comment by simply saying, "You're not a baby, what do you want?" And that right there broke the desire. So what happened? Testosterone went up, estrogen started to be affected, progesterone, everything was destabilized. And so there's no way after making a comment like that sex or intimacy would have ever been good or near what it was supposed to be, because I already started to diffuse her when she was so open. She was actually coming up to me with her hands wide open. See? And so these little statements where we don't understand what is actually happening, and different women would do it totally differently. And we just need to see based on the person that we are with, and we know how they would do it. I had a person who I dated once as well, and her way would be to bring a chair closer to me. If we're having dinner, we're talking. During that period especially. You see how different in two different people, how they acted differently. I didn't know that. So I had to read and understand, because I wanted to become the best partner I could be for anybody I'm going to spend my life with. And so this is why I seek to get the information, and this is why I'm trying to share, because I know a lot of you are busy and don't have the time to read. A lot of you don't like to read, or you may not be able to come across the information that I have. So these things are so important for a woman during her cycle, because when she's opening to you, you can take the relationship deeper. You can actually take the relationship to dimensions it has never been before. But if you miss this opening, this 5-day opening, for the next 12 to 14 days, you do not have a chance likely to get her to go deeper in a relationship with you. Even if you take her to Paris, she's going to accept it and understand it, but your dimensions of depth is not going to be the same. You see? So I'm saying that period, that 5-day window, during the 5 days just after her cycle, her period, or you supposed to be able to prepare her, plan dates, be supportive. She's going to be open, her testosterone levels are a little higher than it's supposed to be in comparison to her estrogen. This is the time where she needs to do things that are both masculine and feminine. And then because she's going into a total feminine zone, when you have to make the most of it during that period. Wine her and dine her, let her know how special she is to you, and really and truly mean it, because women does have the ability to really sense and understand and diffuse things better than men. They're wired and hardwired that way. A woman can read emotions. She can tell if you are approaching her and being scared. She can almost smell fear through your pores. And this is real I'm talking about. Women, just like how you can smell as a man, a woman's ability to reproduce, or a woman's ability to be sexual, and you look at stuff and you say she's a freak or whatever it is, because you can smell it and feel it. You can feel that vibration. A woman can also feel if you're coming towards her being scared, because she needs to find the strongest, most dominant, confident male. And it has nothing to do with size, but it has to do with who you think you are internally. You see? So after that window where conception can happen, or you can take a relationship to a deeper level, or a host of things, then you can take the relationship and continue to sustain what you have done throughout the next 12 to 14 days to get her prepared back to go into another cycle. All right, this period here, what she needs is a lot of me time for development. So what you can do to help these things is you can buy things like maybe a book for her that would help her in her development. You can maybe service her vehicle, do stuff that is going to benefit her, and it's not about you during this period, because she has already given you of herself during the actual menstruation, and she has bonded with you during the wee time or when she's ovulating. So now it's your responsibility as a man to give to your partner as a man. Penetrate her during this period, but don't try to bring the relationship closer by taking on extreme dates or a number of roses and stuff, because I'm not saying don't ever do this. Yes, you can if you feel compelled to, because it's something you do, but understand it's not taking the relationship deeper. What she needs from you is to help develop her and her depth as an individual, and to prepare, because after you do this, when she's menstruating, she's going to give back to you. This is how she is designed. This is what hormones do. In a woman's body, she uses more hormones than men. She uses to sustain a healthy relationship with you and the world. She uses dopamine, serotonin, she uses oxytocin, progesterone, testosterone, she uses estrogen as well. You see? So we are looking at a whole lot, 6 or 7 hormones, opposed to men who mainly uses 5. Okay? And we understand that this is why the woman's brain is different from a man's brain. It's a dangerous thing, and I'm saying all this to say we have to be very careful with the workforce and society. Society is making women, or attempting to make women into men. This is why a woman cannot deny if she wears a pants or a skirt, she feels different internally. This is why you would never see someone trying to make a woman look sexy in a movie without... You would never see a woman putting on a red man suit or wear a red pantsuit to look sexy or attractive in a movie. She would put on a flowing dress or a sundress or a skirt or something. It's never going to be a pants. And the reason for this is it's a huge difference in what happens internally to a woman's hormones when she wears a skirt or a dress opposed to a pants. And this is for another discussion at a later time, but I want you to understand that every single thing we do with regards to the workforce, when she's driving herself to work, that is something that also affects her hormones, especially if she is in the traffic. You see, women are the ones who would normally have a lot of more road rage. It's because from the time they enter the traffic, it's stressful. And it's because when a woman is going out, it's better for a man to drive, especially if her partner is there. These are all little things that affect this woman. Now, if you take a woman, this now, and you put it across the span of the emotions and the hormone different fluctuations that I mentioned, and different feelings that she would have on a monthly basis, and you then add these things to what I'm saying into it, you can see how they are also going to contribute to the stabilization of hormones and fluctuations of hormones. Understanding what is happening is key. So I hope the information I give is not too much. If you want any additional information, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, ask me, send an email, send a direct message, and I will be sure to answer. Okay, guys? So like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you agree and if you disagree, and what is your own experience. Okay, so bye for now.